Thanks everybody for joining this call. My name is Jack Hopman, and today you will learn something what I have struggled for years and I never felt good about it. And you're probably wondering, hey, the heck, what is this, Jack? So it is hosting. I felt when I had an account with HostGator and Bluehost, it should be much simpler. Why? I see all those buttons and features and so. Why cannot things much easier? And I had my client base grow over time, and I didn't feel secure about the backup. It took far much time to clone a website. The sites were not secure. The host provider didn't respond well. They didn't help me well. Their sites were slow. Sometimes I get even banned with the domain because the plugin was acting up. Oh my god, I couldn't help, but they just closed it. So it was an ongoing frustration to me. Do you have the same experience? It must be correct. It was not only me. And if you grow your client base, the amount of website you're hosting, it just takes too much time of your day. I don't want to wake up and question, is the site still alive? Do you know how much it takes to lose a client? It takes a website one day not live. You know that? Your $200, $400, $500 client will cancel your service if the website is not showing for a day. And you know what? You can call out names to your host provider and it doesn't help you. You can contact them and they act, it's not my problem, it's your problem. And I said to myself, there needs to be a better way, correct? Amazon became popular in a lot of things, but also with hosting. Their servers are just a class and level apart. It's kind of the Tesla between the cars. It's the upper class level. So it only has one big disadvantage. Do you know what the big disadvantage is from Amazon hosting? They make that interface so complicated, incredibly complicated. They do everything different. It's kind of Chinese if you speak English. You need to be a server specialist to understand how things work. So WP Gateway is kind of the interface between you and Amazon hosting. Does that make sense? But we didn't stop there. I'm a marketer. I know what makes your life easier. I know which features you need. So we added one-click cloning, 3-week backup. You can save the backup forever. So if something happened with your site, you just make it easy restore. We added high-end security. So those hacker has less chance to break in your website. So all those things are kind of implemented in WP Gateway. So if you log in WP Gateway, you kind of see a domain overview. And you have the option to order domain. So let's order a domain. Okay, you can select USA server or server in Europe. Any example of domain name? Local, I don't know, local jack. I never have seen local jack. Is that available? No, it's not available. So local Larry, local web, local niche name, the local plumber. Okay. Hey, unavailable. Okay, the local plumbers. I thought we had luck. No. Okay, so we have to, not always easy, what we do, we make it general. Okay, we call it the local Carl. Local Carl. Let's see if local Carl is available. Okay, local Carl is available. And it's only $9. So click on next and I confirm. Okay, so now the domain name get ordered. And do you know what the beauty of the system is? The cPanel get automatically created once domain name is pointed to WP Gateway. So WP Gateway will look for the domain name if it is pointing, and once it is pointed to WP Gateway, it will create that cPanel automatically. Okay, so now you will see it's waiting, it's inactive, but after a couple of minutes, can be an hour, then the cPanel get automatically created. So the price per domain name is wholesale price. This was around $9. So we don't upcharge domain names. So you will get wholesale price. So there is almost no cheaper place to buy domain names than via WP Gateway, because we don't upcharge those. Does that make sense? So in the meantime, now it takes propagation time. I'm going to explain much more in detail what the Gateway is able to do. So if you go back to jackhopman.com, there's a link. So let me put jackhopman.com in the chat box so you have that. So if you click on the Gateway promotion from this month, you have a nice video, but I want to go over the features. So who has cloned a website in the past? Was it not a pain? You have to download the file to your local computer, then you upload it, then maybe the database is too big or something is missing, you get the error message, your internet speed is slow. Why so complicated? WP Gateway clones website from server to server. You don't need to download to your local computer. That's not easy. So when you go to the clone feature, within the gateway. There's a tutorial about it. You select the source cPanel, and within the source cPanel you select which domain you want to clone, correct? What is the source domain? Okay, so it's turning around. Maybe that cPanel doesn't exist anymore, so I have to select another cPanel. So let me check on the domain overview which website is still active. One second. One second. Let me log in. It's the webinar portal. Okay, so I'm logging and come on. So the domain is still not active. So let me see if Chiropractor Pro is a website what I want to clone. Okay, it is Chiropractor Pro. So if that website is ready to clone to a customer website, and I select Chiropractor Pro. Okay, now select the domain name, and this is what it all takes to select the source domain. And then you can enter a new domain, your client cPanel. So you click on new and you enter the cPanel log information from your client. And once you do that, once you have done that, you click on start cloning process. Okay, so I can make subdomain for example, but guys want to see a real cloning example? So I can do, let's say I do on the same domain name and I make a subdomain. So subdirectory, and I call it new directory and I call it demo. Okay, and then you can enter an email and the username and password, and I start the cloning process. So now the source domain information is entered and the destination information is entered. Okay, so that's all what it takes. And you see here the progress bar, what it is doing. Okay, it's all everybody can do this, correct? Tell me that you can do it. You enter your login information from cPanel 1 and you enter the login information from cPanel from the destination. And then you click on one button, start cloning process. Okay, now in this process the source domain get cloned to the destination domain. Okay, and you don't need to do anything else. It just goes from server to server. Do both cPanels need to be in the gateway? No. No, doesn't need to. Okay, has nothing to do with that. The source domain doesn't need to be on the cPanel from the gateway, and the destination domain doesn't need to be on a cPanel from the gateway. Okay, this is just a general tool. So while we're speaking, it's almost done. So this module is included in the gateway. Okay, so no timeouts anymore, no mistakes. Now once we are done with that, we're going to speak about backup, because tell me honestly, You know that backup is important, correct? You know that when you make a change to a website, you should first create a backup. Are you really doing that? Are you making backups for before you make a change? Do you have backups from all your clients and an easy restore? My current host does it, yes. Did you have a case to do a restore? How long did it take to do a restore? How much do you have to pay for do a restore? Okay. So you see this, we created this new demo website, and voila, you see here demo. Now the website is demoed. Okay. So now you understand how to clone a website, correct? Now backups. My frustration in the past with one of my frustrations with the past of my host company was that they don't have the backup version I was looking for. So what does the Gateway do? And I don't think nobody I know does this, but that is because they don't have clients and I do. So if you go to, where is that website we just made, for example? Plumber Pro, whatever it was. Where was this? Where did we Chiropractor Pro, okay. Chiropractor Pro City, okay. Oh, here. Okay, here you see we of WP Gateway makes a backup every week. But here comes the difference. They don't override the past backup. The backup you got gets saved for 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks, that gives you enough time if something got messed up, correct? But there is one thing more. You can check a backup version. And what does that do? This version I know for sure is good. If something happened, I just click on restore. If your site gets hacked or something happens, I just click on restore. And now that version gets restored with one click. Guys want to see it? Restore. And then you can click restore. But it does one thing more. Let's assume you want to restore, but you are so fed up with your host company or whatever the reason is, you can select another cPanel. You can go to another server and does the restore to another server. Wow. Does that make sense? So by default, it will select the cPanel where it belongs to. But you can also restore to another cPanel. Now, I agree with Raymond's comment. Is there a way to make a backup at your will? So if you go under action, there is backup. So if you click on that, an instant backup will get created. So now, before you do a major change, You can say, hey, WP Gateway, make a backup. If I mess up, it's okay because I can easily do a restore. Okay? So, now, I asked that question, but I didn't get an answer. Are you making backups before you make a change on a website? No, correct? And you know better because it takes too much time. Probably to create a backup takes more time than to do the update. Okay, so that is the backup feature, what is described here. Okay? You need to do a better job with backups. Agree? How many cases did you have that you make a change to a website and the website was mixed up? Would it not be handy that if you had a restore feature that one click the website get restored to the version you started, to the version that, you know, before you installed that plugin, what messed it up, before you updated the theme version, what messed it up, you know, a lot of things can happen, what messed it up. And this, it's not nice when the website is mixed up and your client is watching you, or when your site is hacked and you wish, ooh, could I restore to version easily when it was not hacked? Okay. So with the WP Gateway backup feature module, you never have to sweat again. One click backup, one click restore. Okay? Now, don't forget this. Don't forget this. I remember it as a day of yesterday that 1.5 years ago, the WP Gateway got launched. And do you know what the most asked question was during the launch? What does the WP Gateway do to secure my website? That was the biggest question. I didn't expect it, but that was your guys' most important thing. And you were right. You were totally right. But security is not an easy thing. So it took time. It took us about a year to make a security level you will not find anything else. Okay? Over the past year, we learned all kind of hack things. And emailing, spamming, that is the worst thing. There's a lot of things going on regarding to that. So we continuously learned and improved to secure the website. And there's a lot to secure. IP addresses, certain themes are vulnerable, certain plugins are vulnerable, certain people from certain countries are vulnerable. There's so much going on. So what we did, when you host a website on the WP Gateway, the security plugin get installed automatically. Okay, so let me log in one of the websites. Okay, and then the password. Now you see the security plugin. Okay? It doesn't need a license because the WP Gateway knows this plugin is installed, this website is installed on the WP Gateway. So the license is provided. There are so many settings, basic, advanced, and extreme you can't imagine. Okay? And there's a lot of it. If you want to change the login URL, you can do it. Okay? You can see what the spam code is. You can see with IP is blocked. You can see the hack attempt. There's so much to do. Okay? Then you can go to hack attempt logs, and then you see when this hack attempt, and then the login, which when there was login. There's so much in the security plugin. Okay, I feel much better now with our own proprietary developed security plugin that your websites are secure to the level it's possible. Okay, the next level is just if something happened you can do an easy restore, but anything else you can feel good about it. So that is now automatically included when your website is hosted on WP Gateway. Okay, so here are just some features in it we added over time, actually many more, based on what we learned over the year. Okay, any questions about this? Because I think this is an important module that you don't want to underestimate. So let me ask you a question. This is what I always wondered. Why do other host companies not install a high-end security plugin on your website? Why are they not protecting you? Okay, it would cost more? No, I don't know. You know, for a big company to develop a plugin, let's say it's $20,000. It's nothing for them. Okay, WP Gateway can host WordPress sites and non-WordPress sites. Okay, so it's not only WordPress sites. So why setting should be the cron job? So the cron job within the plugin is because, and I forgot to tell that, every week you get updates. Every week we get new information, which themes are vulnerable, which plugins are bad, which IP addresses, the latest IP addresses from hackers. Automatically your website gets protected with that weekly. That is where you need the cron job for. Okay, if you have the website not hosted on WP Gateway and you use it on another host, you can still use the security plugin, but the only thing different is you need a license for it. Okay, does it all make sense? Now, okay, in the meantime we were talking, you see that the domain name that a cPanel is created for this domain name. So now I can just do and install a website on it. Okay, let's say I want to install a drag and drop, and let's do the lead generation. team, okay? And I can say the WordPress item Jack webinar. Okay? And I install the theme. Okay, are you guys with me? Okay. 10 minutes ago, I ordered domain name. In the meantime, the NS of the domain name has pointed to WP Gateway. WP Gateway has created a cPanel automatically. And now I'm installing a website. Are you guys getting it? Within an hour, you can set up a complete website. New domain, the name server, correct. New domain, new cPanel, new website. You update the contact information and you are done to make good money with it. The client can ask for a couple of more changes, but you know what the good thing is? They are willing to pay for it. Carl said, I have done it and it was extremely easy. Yes. So I always wondering what the heck, why has HostGator, Bluehost and other host company never talked about this? They don't do those things by themselves. They are host providers. They are not marketers. They don't know what to do. So let's see here. Now let's see the website. I ordered the domain name and whoa! You see guys, see that? A complete website installed. Okay? In 2 minutes. Okay, you have the WP the admin login and then the username and password. And then I'm going to show you that the security plugin is installed. Wow. Okay. See that? Everything is completed. Team Jack Biz, you can make your settings. License, it asks for the license, email, verify. Okay. So, and if you want to customize it, let's go back to customize it because that is what I wanted to show. Where's the front end? Here. Let's say I want the scheduler call. Let's refresh this a little bit. One second. In the contact information, you can update your phone number and your email. Okay? Everybody get this? That's basically what you need to do. So now, sorry, we're almost done. I can't help. That is how things go so fast with WP. We order domain name, a cPanel get automatically created. You can clone a website easily. The security plugin get automatically added, so it's high level secured. You can customize the website in a couple of minutes and kind of you're done, correct? And that is what the users tell about it. Okay, then we can go over the specifics. It works for WordPress and not WordPress site. They are hosted on an Amazon high-speed server. It gets automatically backups weekly. Each backup gets saved for 3 weeks. One-click installation for any WordPress team. Okay, doesn't need to be local team tag. Click One-click website cloning, and I did an example for that. Status check of your website each 15 minutes. And you can have a website, you get a notification via email or text if the website is not up. Okay, it also has, let me go, if you go to plugins, you see that automatic update all plugin. You know what that means? If the plugin has a new release, a new version, and you select this, then the plugins used on that theme get automatically updated. You know what that means? It does all the hard work for you. You don't need to worry about backups. You don't need to worry about theme versions. You don't need to worry about plugin versions because you can also do automatic update of the themes. So now the theme version get updated automatically and the plugins get automatically updated to the latest version. You guys see how simple it is? How many websites do you have on a client? Don't you want that the plugins and the themes are up to date? There's a yes and no answer to it. The no answer is, hey Jack, with an update something can go wrong. Correct. The yes answer is, yes, I want it. And if something happened, I can always easily do a restore. Because how we do it is, we create first a complete backup of the site before a plugin version or a theme version get updated. So in case something go wrong, you always have a backup. Wow, Jack. You think on everything. Yes, because I'm like you. I do have my own clients. Okay, one-click update for domains. If the new version is available, update new theme version, add your existing website to W management. So that is what Arlene does. Arlene has website on his previous host. What she does is manage website. So with manage website, W Gateway will manage it like theme version, plugin update, backup, restore. Okay. Okay, then one-click backup restoration, entire cPanel bug daily. So that is what we do. We make backups from the cPanels. Okay, backup version can be saved forever. Secure your website by blocking certain countries. Oh, you see that server, and then you can if your customer only from the US, yeah, what the heck, just block all those other countries. So if they want to hack your website and they don't live in the USA, they don't have access to your website. So you can do that. Okay, so most countries are by default blocked, but not all of them. Okay. Comes with a cPanel. So if you go to domains overview and you see here, let's say this local card, for example, now you go to the cPanel URL and then you enter the username and password. And you log in. Now you have full access to the cPanel. Can Lead Finder Jack find unsecured website? Yes, that is he can. Lead Finder Jack can tell if a website is built with WordPress or not. And the beauty of is if it can tell if it's with WordPress, then it's by default it is not secured. So yes, that feature is built in. Okay. Each cPanel get a different IP address. This is good for SEO. Easy setup for forward emails with cPanel. So you can go to email. Okay, email account. You see that? Maximum flexibility to use for normal. You get FTP access. Easy transfer from your current website. So we didn't cover that, but you can say transfer my website to WP Gateway. So if you're using another host provider like HostGator, like Bluehost, you can enter the website details and then it will be transferred automatically to WP Gateway. You don't need to download anything. Now the best transfer is cPanel. So if you can transfer cPanel, then use this option. Then all the email setting, all the password is the same. So it's a little bit better transfer method. Okay. Carl said I transferred several. Oh, I get a lot of questions at the moment. I transferred several websites to WP Gateway. Again, it was easy. Stefan said, how long should it take if you are not starting new with everything? I'm transferring 3 sites. I just put a simple DNS pointing to WP Gateway and 2 transferring websites from GoDaddy. Only one has transferred so far. The others are still down since Friday. So since Friday is too long. So it's always 24 hours. Okay, so if you have something longer, then something is not right. So you go to help and you submit a ticket. And then you enter your information, submit a ticket, and you enter your information, like the login information, what is very important. And we will help you. So that is one of the things we do. We will help you with even with a WordPress issue. We go much farther than the typical host server. They say, okay, this your website. It's not the server. Yeah, but I use your server to host my website. So something is not working. And you don't have all the technical knowledge. So we understand that. Okay, as optional, you can choose install local theme jack easily. Doesn't need to be, can be your website, but it's optional. Okay. Control sites are different. Hosting service, super easy interface. Free site transfer. Free site transfer. You guys see this? We transfer your sites for free. Okay, and free cPanel transfer. Does it all make sense? Now you probably understand what I mean with managed hosting. The management part takes place by WP Gateway. It creates those weekly backups. It checks the status of the website. It has an active secure module. It does, at your wish, update the plugins versions and also the theme version. Wow. Now you can scale your business. Now you don't need to worry about hosting. Correct? Jeff said, I have a hosting account with Namecheap. The cPanel has some subdomains as well as how would I transfer to WP Gateway? Use cPanel transfer. Everything get moved, even the subdomains. at once. So use a cPanel transfer. Okay. Can WP Gateway clone any website or just WordPress websites? Basically WordPress websites. Cloning not WordPress website, if it doesn't have a database, then it is just download that file, or if you can make a backup and do a restore. But it can host and backup non-WordPress sites, okay? I think about 65% nowadays are with WordPress. So that is just the way to go. How can you tell if it is a WordPress site? I assume you have access to the website, correct, Jamie? You not want to clone something what is not your own. So if you have access to the site login, you know if it is WordPress, correct? It's not my own, but you need to log in. So once you log in, you know it is WordPress. Okay? If this, and you can view the source and to see if there's something like WP something in it. Okay? So you can also use a link, and I was looking for that. Yeah, Jamie, to see um, if that website is with WordPress built. Okay, and now there's also another website. Yeah, not clickable, just copy and paste it then. Okay, let's put it here in. Okay, and I will do that. I will do that other one here. Okay, now you have two websites to check if the website is built with WordPress. Thanks everybody for that. Okay, so we have to log into the site before we can clone it. You need cPanel access. You need cPanel access. You cannot clone a site what is not yours or not from your client. That would not be fair, correct? Not sure what is in your mind, but no, I don't support that. So I don't want you to become in problem. So any question about WP Gateway? You guys see the big advantages from WP Gateway, Amazon hosting? Okay, so everything is simple, user friendly. Based on Amazon. How many domains you can have? Unlimited. Okay, you're welcome. Now let me ask you a question. Do you already have a W Gateway account? Enter yes or no. Carl said yes. Is there an additional charge from Amazon? No, there's no additional charge. We take that for you. So Arlene said yes. Dell said yes. Paul said no. Larry said no. Clarence said yes. Jim said yes. So, okay. So half yes, half no kind of thing. What is your biggest fear? What is your biggest deal to stay with your current host company? Do you know what my biggest thing was? To change from host company, correct? I knew that there is something better than that, but I didn't like to change. Now, the good part is we do it for you. We do the transfer for you. If you have a website or a cPanel, we will help you to do the transfer. Okay, there's a lot of tools automated within the Gateway who does it for you. But if you don't feel comfortable, we will do it for you. Okay, so you are secured that the sites are transferred well. And then from that point, all becomes easy. You have the backup in place, you have the restore in place, you have the security in place, you have the update in place, you have the cloning in place, that if your site is ready, you can easily clone it. Okay, you are set for your host need. Okay, so with that said, if you want that link, so if you want to check out this website, W Gateway, please do. We now have close to 800 users at the moment, so it's not new anymore. I don't know how many the numbers change every day, but we have more than 5,000 now at the moment active domains. 5,000 domains get hosted. Okay, we have now about 800 users. You can try it for $9. Oh wow, Jack, $9 you can try. You can try the pay-as-you-go plan, it costs only $4 to manage and $6 to host, total $10. Or if you have a couple of websites, go for the economy plan, 10 websites for only $47 per month. I think that serves the most of you guys. And if you're serious, you have clients, go for the business plan. Up to 100 domains, $97. $1 per domain. Wow, it cannot go easier than that, correct? $1. You only need one client to pay you $200 per month, and you even make money with it. Every client is willing to pay you $97 per month for good hosting. Okay, they know that they require, they force, I don't know, use to find a word, but they insist that the website is up all the time, correct? They insist. They get mad. They get mad if the website, they get mad when the website is not live. And the beauty of it is you only need one client to pay for your own, for hosting for all of your domains. Okay? Does that make sense? Don't you like that your client is paying also for your host. And if they pay $197 per month, you even make money with it. They are looking for secured hosting. You only have to mention this is on Amazon host. Nobody will know, correct? They value hosting very high. Okay, so with that said, I appreciate you guys all your questions. Really good questions tonight. An important topic. Is an important element in your internet marketing, a good server, that your website are secured, that you run a real business, that you have the option to restore your website in one click, that your websites are managed, that your website load fast, and that you get good support. So thanks everybody. I really appreciate your guys' question tonight, and looking forward to see you next week Tuesday with another training for local marketers. Thank you so much.